We now return to Universal Access on DZRJ 810 AM, the voice of the Philippines.
Good afternoon to everyone listening out there, and I'm Maribeth, Nave, and of course we've got Vince, Nell, and Chad with us, and of course we're talking about a Best Western premiere, the very first 5-star hotel in the fort, and of course with us is Dean Hernandez, and she did post a question a while ago. Dean?
Yes, because precisely this is Voice of the Philippines in the 7,107 islands. How can we make our provincial listeners interact and send customers to Best Western Premier F1?
Basically, networking.
Okay, can I answer that?
Sure.
All right. When we're fully operational, it's actually part of our sales and marketing program. That's what you would call a cross-selling and co-branding programming. Like we'd be reaching out to the remote areas and the key cities in the Philippines, no? Manila, Cebu, Quezon City, Davao, Bacolod. We'd be going on blitzes, making our property known, and at the same time carrying also the local brands of those areas. So there's going to be, in effect, a cross-selling and a co-branding. Like when they're in Manila, they stay at the fort. And when our guests also do have provincial assignments, especially businessmen who go out on trade, we would also refer them to their areas, their hotels.
Wonderful. I'd like to pose a question to the three. I'm celebrating our 40th homecoming of Marinol Class 71. So we have people flying in from Europe and the US. How early can we start booking events at your hotel?
Good question.
When is your event slated?
September.
Definitely by September we will be operational already. And Nell, can you get her booking ready right now?
Yes, ready. I'll talk to you right after the program. We'll make sure we'll give you the best facilities and the best rooms.
And we can take it right now.
Can take it right
and
now.
that's really our mission, is to make sure that when people stay in the Philippines, or Manila, Metro Manila more in particular, that they choose the fort and Best Western Premier at the fort, because this is the place where it's happening. It's where it's got the energy, it's got the vibe, and this is where people will really choose to stay.
And I think the ace that you're holding, being the only 5-star hotel, we have a lot of domestic tourists who have never been to the fort.
Yes.
So if they want to experience the pocket oasis of what the fort
Has to
offer,
right.
then let them stay at your hotel and be just walking distance, as you said.
Yeah, very good, great.
Yeah, and
Well said,
also
well
medical tourism,
Right.
being across St. Luke's, and they can also avail of our services.
Okay, actually, I have a lot of messages, and they were... Okay, guys, I'm really sorry I can't read all of them, but most of the questions that they were texting in was, what are the benefits of being in a hotel industry, compensation and benefits, if I do apply for your company?
Hey, we'll share this, Nell.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
18 years, 25 years in the hotel industry, yeah.
I've been in the hotel industry for 25 years already. And one of the great benefits I have had working in the hotel is it developed my confidence.
Yeah.
It developed my personality.
And your voice. And your voice.
The voice is inborn.
Oh, okay.
Well, basically, it expanded my horizons. It helped me hone my people skills. Of course, what perks like traveling, meeting people, it goes with the job. If we see that you're a potential, the company will invest in you.
How about learning the different languages? Does it come with a job too?
There are short courses on that, but in my case, I
He's
had
a
to learn.
linguist.
I'm a linguist.
Oh, you're a linguist.
I have to say that very carefully, Vince. Linguist. Okay, I had to learn things on my own, but of course, English is an international language, and we all communicate with
But we
that.
found out that when you start in the hotel business, usually they stay like Mr. Davis, Chad, and Nell. Nell's been 25 years.
Wow.
18, 19 years.
Yes. Once you start, you can't stop.
I think it's because partly because it's so much fun. It's dynamic, and the people you're working with, the guests that you're serving, it's fantastic. It's every day is a new challenge, and you just want to meet and help your colleagues. You want to meet these new great people who are coming through your door. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
then the service charge is also good. It's a good benefit within the hotel.
Oh, yes.
And Dean, don't you agree? Like when you see these three gentlemen, they're very happy when they talk about the
And
job
they're
that they're
very
doing.
young. I mean, this is the
Yes.
21st
Yes.
century hoteliers that
I
we're meeting this
know.
afternoon. And, you know, if you have to be 25 years in the hotel industry to be a linguist like Nell, I think we can start off by learning all the nice phrases in as many languages, like saranghamida, watashiwa natawa ishitibas, all the love you
Yes.
phrases.
That's
Because
true.
you'll be meeting a lot of international people, you know.
Yes, we're
That's a
preparing.
daily thing in the hotel business.
Yes.
Okay, and in fact, like we were talking about last time during our guesting with Dean, we were talking about the kilig factor or the kilig factor that when you get into something, a job, it should make you smile. And talking to these gentlemen,
Look
they
at
are-
Nell.
I
His
know.
voice has it all. And he's not just
Yes.
modulating for fun. It's really coming from the heart. Chad, what turns you and gives you that feeling?
What turns you? what makes you feel?
We have to watch
Yeah, what excites you as
the
far
chi,
as
the
yes,
energy.
chi,
We
the-
call
the
it in
job.
Tagalog the kilig factor.
Kilig factor. Okay, well I think it's definitely working in this industry. It's a lot of fun. So it's looking after the guest at the end of the day, and that's energizing because there's you get to learn about their personality. You actually become friends with these guests. So for me, I'm very happy I get to play golf with them. I get to drink wine with them, and they really become friends. And that's what we're looking for. We're going to be somebody's home away from home, and we want our staff to be able to talk to them with their first name, to really have that. Our chairman, we call him Philip. And it's like that. That's the culture that we want to breed, where it's a fun environment. We get to know each other. We get to have fun with our guest, and then that's what makes a great environment, and that's what we're looking for.
All right.
Yeah, and to,
yes.
like I say, you know, I've been in the industry for 25 years. It gets to be addicting, Dean, Maribeth. No? If you have that sincere desire to please, to be of service, it's not work. It's your calling.
Wow.
And I think the best of the West, the best Western, gets the best of the East, the Filipino hospitality,
Exactly.
service,
Good
work
point.
ethic, right?
Yes.
And with the fusion of the two, I guess we're unbeatable.
I think
East
so.
meets West.
Yes,
Right.
I think so. And again, the Filipino has a great sense of service. They're doing so well in the hospitality industry. I mean, every industry actually, but in particular hospitality. There's GMs, there's directors of sales and marketing, vice presidents, just doing fantastically well.
What about in terms of your musical offering, your buffet of musical events? You mentioned about concerts because music is one of those most valuable ways of being in love with life.
Well, we love music, and we're going to have poolside concerts. We're going to have we can do anything.
Wow, anything. All right.
Indoor, outdoor.
Yes.
We will do a symphony of the senses, Dean.
Wow.
We will do a symphony of the senses.
I believe in experiential kinesthetic. Okay, so
And with that, is there any messages you'd like to share to our viewers?
Well, for me, we just promised that once we open...
Listeners. Yeah.
Whoa.
I said viewers.
Viewers.
I said
We're on
listeners.
radio.
We're on radio. I'm sorry.
dzrj also has video on
I said viewer.
Sundays.
Oops. Okay. Yes, sir. Vince, go ahead. I'm
Then
sorry.
we promise we're going to open with a bang, for sure.
No.
Know more about us? Visit our website at www.bestwesternpremierf1hotel.com. Should you want to join a very dynamic organization, if you think you're one of the best, email us your resumes at careers@f1manila.com.
Chad, what about you?
Lastly, for future clients, we're here to serve. We're here to analyze your needs, to give you what you want, and that's what we're dedicated to. So please give us an opportunity. We won't disappoint.
Cheers. Now, Dean, is there anything you'd like to mention?
Well, Vince is wearing the color of love, pink, and I guess that speaks very well that if you want to find love and love life, go to Best Western Premier F1 at the Fort Taguig, soon to open.
Right. Actually, to all our listeners out there, Dean and I, we will be grazing the event. So it's an experiential moment, and I'm sure everyone's going to have fun. Yes, Vince?
And on behalf of Best Western and Unibuild. We would like to thank you for your invitation.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Right, of course. That's what we want to do here in dzrj 810 AM. We, of course, invite the best of the best in the industry. And yes, Jean.
And this program, 2 to 3, every day, Mondays through Saturdays, is universal access. We'd like to make this the platform where not only West meets East, but where everyone who loves life can get the best news and the latest trends in universal access. DCRJ 810, Voice of the Philippines.
And to all our listeners out there, we've been talking about Best Western Premiere. I think the best way to experience it is to actually visit them at the Fort, the very first 5-star hotel in the Fort, Taguig. And with that, thank you all for listening. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Dean. Yes, again, with that, we had Mr. Vince Abad Santos, President of Unibuild, Mr. Manuel Ruiz, the Manager of the Communications and Public Relations Department, and of course, Mr. Chad Davis, the General Manager. I'd also like to thank Best Western Premiere for being here today, and of course, my sponsors, Michelle Lim from Occasion, Nini Magsino of Para Iba, The Black Shop, and of course, David Salon. Again, tune in again to Universal Access to Learning, 2 to 3 p.m. every Tuesday. I'm Maribeth Nave. Have a good week. Thank you.
You have been listening to Universal Access. Universal Access is an exclusive presentation of DZRJ, 810 AM, the voice of the Philippines.